Welcome back, my friends, for another very yummy update. The global liquidity cycle is pictured here. Bitcoin, $85,000. The global liquidity has been pumping. Remember, this is all of the world's liquidity, including China, which have been pumping as well. It's not just the US of A. We have an expectation that it's going to be buy in May and go away. Literally May, June, July, increasing up. Hopefully, US Fed rate cuts come. Right now, friends, there's only a 15% chance of a rate cut. So, always late Jay Powell is copping heat from President Pump. And you don't blame him as well, because the US Fed has done some very nasty things and said some nasty things against Mr. Pump out here as well. So, this weekend, we've got to traverse it, Easter weekend. So, when we go past this and we move into May, hopefully, things are looking better on the upswing. The weekly structure for Bitcoin has been holding up as it goes up here. Of course, Ethereum is still getting bonked as well. Checking out the pDAI price chart. It's just hovering around here. There's been some updates with Cattie and everything else. It's got a lot to digest, but honestly, there's just a lot of unknowns. That's it. There's a lot of unknowns, which is where we are right now. I'm going to show you this post here from 99 Capital, right? Nothing has changed here. They have unlimited P maker now. They need to put it in the PRV after wait ends. So pretty much what's happened, friends, is the PulseChain pioneers, someone let Cattie with a big fat strap on take over the PulseChain MakerDAO ecosystem and then stop that malicious Vietnamese kid actor. So like someone's come to the rescue, right? This is how 99 Capital believes it would work with these pools and stuff out here. I know this looks like a bit complicated, but he's pretty much said nothing has changed. I guess what he thinks is, because events they minted like 1 trillion P maker. So technically, they could just go and put that into the ecosystem, and the system will say, "Oh, you're really rich. You're a trillionaire." But no, you're not. You're only as rich as what purchasing power dollars can take out. So there's pieces we're missing. They have a decillion P maker, all right, PMKR. They now have a balance sheet with unlimited spending power. If they use PRV correctly, they can use many of the P tokens to spend with. They will keep it there until the shutdown completes. So that's what we're witnessing right now. I know, friends, there's a lot of moving parts out here. Mr. Crypto Chad, are we still getting pegged, Sir Sammy? Mr. Crypto Chad, I do love and appreciate you. Well, my Cattie's strap on, probably, yeah, but for everything else, we're waiting to see what it goes and does right now. I'm going to just draw your attention to the pDAI to pulse ratio that we're looking at right here. It's still sitting at a value around 29, came here, wicked down. Man, this is wild. Comes back here, so I'm expecting this thing to go up. I don't know the full story, friends, but as a general gist, remember, you've seen them do the minting and the burning. So Cattie's done a lot of stuff, friends. She's done these minting and burning. She burned Teddy Bear. They burned, which means burn means you throw it away, right? You're like, hey, it can't be sold. It's just like, this is like, hey, I'm basically showing a white friendship flag out here. I'm going to now read for you some messages from Cattie in one of these Telegram rooms. She goes, "We must have pulled one of the largest burns in crypto that has happened from an exploit," she says, quote marks, lol, 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 lol. She goes, 42 million worth of pDAI, 11.5 million of Atropa, 2 million of Treasury Bill, 50,000 of Teddy. She goes, another further 3.5 million worth of Atropa has been officially sent to hell. That's burned. 57 million worth of tokens have been burned since PulseMaker hat was obtained to redistribute the value into Atropa. Okay, so that's what she's calling it. So we see it as a dump of pDAI, and she's saying a redistribution into Atropa. Okay, 42 million worth of pDAI, 12 million of Atropa, 2 million Treasury Bill, and less than 1 million Teddy. We have officially finished redistributing collateral and burning all Atropa tokens obtained and the minted pDAI. And she goes, Sammy, this is more food for you. I think we have pulled off the biggest value burn in PulseChain. Lol, literally a third of the chain TVL. So I guess that's what she's painting it as. That's something I've noticed. You're not seeing it as pDAI 0. You're seeing it as redistributing the ratios around to Atropa. That's, I guess, what they're seeing out. Does that mean the system's now harder to carry? See, friends, this is where I didn't know this was happening. I thought maybe Richard and Maria are a bit separated, and Maria figured out what Richard was doing, and then he bought 3 billion pDAI, and then he went and made his own ecosystem himself. I thought that's what happened. I thought he could have just held all the pDAI and done nothing, and then everything would have worked out. Well, it turns out maybe not. Maybe because you're just guessing, man. You didn't know. Okay, so it just turns out that when Richard Hart said we're building a MakerDAO replacement, Atropa could be it. We don't know. But just like there's a lot of things happening. Also, just to give you a general gist of things, friends, let's play some Habibi music. I'm feeling, once again, just feeling, don't know, man, just guessing. It looks like things are broken and slowly, organically, people will come to build stuff and different people will build different things, different structured protocols, which point towards a pDAI peg or benevolence, whatever it is, and whatever it is it looks like. It looks like it will come to look like that. And if you look at it from afar, you're like, oh, wow, it looks like the community just like, you know, all worked together to do this. But if you ask me, I'm like, I don't think it was just random, man. It looks like there's some sort of orchestration. That's what seems to be happening. But we just don't know the next step. We don't know the next step. So right now, where's the market, friends? We're in this like waiting period right now where we're like, oh, crap. Are you bad or are you a good player? And then Cattie's like, hey, I'm good. I've redistributed wealth out here. Don't like stab me. Don't do anything. That's what it looks like. Even though like we're like, please, lady, you've got a big strap on. Please. That's what it looks like right now, okay? I also have a message here from Mr. Coexistent Stephen. He's shown the Atropa web liquidity map. Treasury bill burns to mint Fed. Fed burns to mint FDIC. FDIC. Just be careful with these like random little schizo stuff as well, friends. But yeah, there might be some of the ratio things moving around. Man, it's tough. It's tough. So like just be careful with that. I don't know what the hell's going on, bro. Just there's a lot of liquidity stuff. Like I said, friends, like you can have 1,000 liquidity pools out here. They don't do anything. You just trade them with each other. You're swapping token to token. It's like you have like pump tires. Wow, you made 50,000 coins today. Yeah, but if people don't trade them, nothing happens. You don't do extra burning of poles, nothing happens, you see? So I don't know what happens. Obviously, if everyone says, hey, Maria's smart, he's the one who worked for NASA, he's a super genius. Yeah, he is, but also I guess we have missing pieces. There has to be a USD bid that comes from somewhere. USD, as in purchasing power that latches on. That's what you probably would imply would get closer towards a $1, whatever. So this is pUSDC to pDAI, friends. Notice how it was like at a huge premium and smack down now back to the what they call a soft peg out here. Now, pUSDT to pDAI also around 1.0. So the story's progressing. I also showed you this earlier. So Trump is considering your friend Somi to replace Jerome Powell as the US Fed chair. So really we are getting strapped, penetrated out here. Not really liking it, to be honest. I'm just hoping that, you know, April doesn't like pretty much destroy us even more. This is the Bitcoin fractal as well, friends, just to show you that Bitcoin fractal that BCB has, similar in structure. Yeah, hopefully we do go this up only May, June, July. That'd be nice. Just an up only thing. Finishes at around the $125,000. So yeah, that's where I'm telling you now. Crypto, Ivan, Crypto Banter, Crypto Lark, everyone, friends. It literally like, oh man, so many people are selling there. Uncle Bobby, everyone's selling there. Everyone's selling in June. And even though they're going to be saying 150, 500K, $1 million Bitcoin, they're all selling there. Okay, they've said it multiple times. In fact, they're probably selling a bit now, to be honest. Everyone was talking about selling May, go on May. Remember? And I said, uh-oh, everyone's thinking of selling, and we got bonked hard. I thought we were going to go up a bit. I was like, man, like, it is what it is, right? So I'm just telling you, like, man, it might be me just left over all by myself. By the way, blockchain backer also selling. He thinks it's literally all over in that June. Everyone thinks it's over at that point. And I don't know, man. Maybe it could be over. It's just, it might come down again where I'm like, uh-oh, it's just me bullish again. Everyone's out. It literally might come to that. You've seen a common theme when it comes to these, friends. Earlier of the day, I showed you the PulseChain core coins, percentages moving up and down and around. What do you do? Everything's cheap, man. You know, Hex, Pulse, PulseX, EXP, Inc. Everything's cheap. We're not moving off this zone out here. We need big moves from Ethereum. Right now, actually, as well, friends, 99 Capital's got another posty McPost. So he says this was their first scenario. So I know we're jumping back between and forth and stuff out here, friends. He says, just quickly, I'll pause it. I just deleted it. I've got Cattie responding. 99 thinks once they have all the stable coins pegged, the original plan of using PMaker, put it into Aave, then they can arbitrage these sellers of PMaker with the pools. They created a huge shortcut with the unlimited minting of PMaker. Then Cattie is responding to him in a chat. She's saying he is referring to 99. She goes, he is delulu, I guess delusional. She goes, point number 1, Aave pools are not even open on Pulse. And 2, PulseChain Maker is forever locked and inaccessible. Okay, so I guess that's not the path what they were looking at out here. I guess it's something else. That's why, oh, it's something else. Like, as a new character appears, like, just, like, Cattie comes, hey, I'm here to save the day. We're like, no, you're going to break stuff. Oh, okay, you did save the day. And then she's like, oh, now I'm going. And then, well, like, who comes next? She goes, I don't know, maybe Maria. It was kind of funny. Maybe we just see friends friendly. Maybe Maria just starts streaming, just start doing some weird stuff. Maybe accusing me of being the secret murderer assassin of Bitboy. Don't tell anybody I told you that. But yeah, it's kind of funny. So yeah, there is this discrepancy with everything, friends. Like, man, we're in this uncertainty part. You're not going to get anybody to agree to anything. I do like looking at this chart though. Just check it out. And as well, a lot of people have been asking me about random things. Like, if you're in the Atropa ecosystem, this is something, okay? pDAI was cracked, destroyed to push up Atropa, okay? That's another way to see this stuff, yeah? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you like the teddy bear pDAI ratio, for example. I don't know what happens next. Is this are you meant to be selling now? Oh, no. Are you meant to be selling or buying? I don't know. This is teddy bear pDAI ratio. So I was always talking about how this thing was just getting murdered. And then look at just this huge spike. But it's not because teddy bear itself did like a 50x to get the ratio back. It's because pDAI got destroyed. Went down. pDAI dropped like 90%. That's why this thing... So pDAI dropped down, yeah, like 80%, and so this thing goes up 700%. That's that ratio. So I don't know where it goes from here. A lot of people are saying everything's going to go up. I don't know, but like, if I was holding Atropa, anything in that Atropa ecosystem, I'd have a look at these ratios pretty much, because I'll just show you. Remember, my friends, I looked at and I told you there's like literally, I use the expression free money. I don't use that often. It was free money. This is the pWBTC to pDAI ratio. Look at that. It traded at freaking 1.9 million. All right. And so is pUSDC. And it's come back down to 200K. So if this thing ever got back down here, I will be using my pDAI. I'll be buying. That's how you play the ratio, right? I'll be buying wrap Bitcoin. And then maybe one day it goes back up to like 130K. And then you swap back out of it and you're trading. It's kind of fun. That's the ratios out here, but you got to be careful. Don't use all your ratios. Just use a bit of size. 90% call, 10% lottery. It'd be a trading stack. You know, so you could always do like, you know, because you're playing a ratio like this, use like, I don't know, like 10%. 10% of your stack. You know, let's say someone had 1 million pDAI and then it went down here. You could buy around 3 pWBTC with your 100,000 pDAI. Okay, and then if it got back up here, you would sell for 500,000 pDAI. So now you'd have 1.5 million pDAI altogether. But it's got to get down here first, right? Just like here, you had to own pWBTC to actually get to actually make use of it. But yeah, by the way, I'm just assuming this stuff does that. It might not ever come back to this thing as well, but it's just if you have them, you have an advantage. That's what all the Atropa pDAI ratios and stuff have done. But yeah, ultimately, it just seems like pDAI is a spear. So we still need all of these things to come together, okay? Like, subscribe, better, better, and all. Catch you in the next one.